Hello and welcome. My name is Vex, and today we have a new video from Fateless talking about a lot of the feedback that they've received from the first wave of beta and what they plan on doing with that going forward. I watched a couple minutes of this, but I figured this would be really good to react to live because there's, I think there's a lot of big changes happening, and I'm kind of weary. So I definitely want to talk about it, and I want some pushback because I think lately I've been particularly negative. I appeared on one of M's videos with Ned, and a bunch of my previous videos have been, I think, skewing in the negative. But I want to remind everybody that I'm talking from a place of uh, criticism, yes, but I do so because I appreciate the work that's going into the game, and I want to hear or I want to see the game reach its like max potential. And if I don't know exactly how to say it, but if I've got to be the sort of the bad guy and point out some of the bad things and be on the side of people who point out some of the bad things or some of the faults, I'm willing to do that if it makes the game better. Not that I think that I can make the game better. I'm not so egotistical to think that my opinion matters any more than anybody else in the community. But um, I think that I bring a unique perspective, especially as a player. But I want to hear I want to hear some pushback as well as we get into this video. So if you want to be here live for pushback and reaction to the video, um, we are always recording these live on Twitch at twitch.tv/vexinglive. So yeah, I hope to see you there. And let's get to it. This is called Fixing the Pain of Leveling and Gear in Godforge.
Hey guys, this is Simon from Fateless. Some cool stuff to show you today. Last week there was a comment on my video showing the cool art of the new Chernobog and Belobog, saying, I hope they're also developing other parts of the game, not just improving their art. I've got to tell you,
I did not react to that video because I don't think it was particularly relevant, but two Chernobog and Belobog are legendaries that weren't in the beta. They are going through bottom or top, I don't know, from the beginning reworks all the way back to the concept art stage to have totally different silhouettes, totally different sort of vibe. They look really cool, but as I talked with M and Ned about this, and I reacted in my one video, reacting to sort of the art in Godforge and talking about that. I think it's a little too late, but I think that those are going to be characters that will come when the game has launched. I don't think that the game will launch with those characters in it. Um, yeah.
we've got 100 odd people now working on the project. If we were just improving art, I'd be like, 80 odd people that are not artists, what the hell are you doing? So yeah, of course we are also developing the game as well as improving art. What I'm going to show you today is actually part of the design work we're doing around hero roster, improving UI UX, improving flows, and we always do this like design work. We actually do it on a program called Figma, so you can like do quick iteration before you then go and build the stuff in game. So we have a kind of mixture of Figma work where it's like UI and UX, where you're trying to improve the flows, you're trying to improve the way it feels to players, where buttons are going to sit, that type of thing. And we also have for some of our like art scenes, we have what's called previs, where again it's like basically quick mock-ups and quick almost like iteration in engine, but all of it will be like gray box. It won't be like final assets. It's really about, does it feel right? Does it feel good? Does it improve what we've got already?
I don't want to be such a negative Nancy already, but like this game is 3 years into development, right? It's maybe 2 years post pivot because they pivoted away from like a tactics wave based hero collector to a turn based hero collector. Where the last beta was meant to be early access and that got pushed back. Beta wave 2 got pushed back. Like is this the time to be iterating on UI UX. Like, why did it? I don't know. I guess it's like better late than never. Um, I'd rather the game get pushed and we get something that's better than what was presented to us in beta. Um, and if that means that the game gets pushed, cool. But also that means the game is like, for all these like 100 odd employees, they get paid, X amount every month. That money well dries up, and if it dries up before the game launches, the game's probably going to do like an emergency launch, and that's not good. So like, we can't kick the can forever, but I guess it's all right.
And this is one of the areas
This I wanted to talk about, but I'll let Simon talk for a bit.
where we got feedback that we need to improve. And honestly, we totally agree. So I'm going to walk you through some of the work here that Victor and Henry.
Oh, okay. I thought he'd talk a little bit more about this. I think that one of the big things that was apparent to me is that Godforge really had no identity. I listened to the most recent podcast that came out on Thursday. We're recording this on Friday, so yesterday. And it had a bunch of the senior art team on it. It had a lead environmental artist, the lead art director, and one more lead art. I don't know. They got a million leads. They were talking about how at a recent meeting that happened post beta, they found that the direction that they want to go is metal and magic. That's what they want all of their art decisions to embody. Those two words. And that's very typical, very, senior level jargon. Um and I think Godforge up until now has had an identity crisis. But I think that there are things that set it apart from other games in the genre that make it interesting. Like, if you think about, I don't have it booted up because, me think ahead. Uh Arknight's Enfield's menu system is out of this world. Zenless Zone Zero menu system is unlike any other game. And it's so interesting and it's so different. And it works on mobile and it works on PC. As much as I kind of dislike this array, this like semicircle of stuff, like that kind of feels like Godforge. That kind of feels unique. But if you look at this right gray box, hey, this is our work in progress thing, it's like very, I don't know, it's very mobile game. It's very fucking boring. I don't know.
Fact that we need to improve. And honestly, we totally agree. So we're
Like,
going
it's
to walk you
clear.
through some of the work here that Victor and Henry and Paul and Mike and that group are doing around improving user flow. And hero roster scene, we know it in these games, it's so important.
It's so important, but like, it's also important to make it interesting. This is the same problem I had with the in-game awakening page, where it's just like 5 big pillars of like Stonehenge looking things. I was like, this could have been so much more interesting. Like in Arknights, there's that like investigation screen where you like unlock a picture of a character or like some lore about them. Or in Zenless, there's like a wallpaper that you unlock slowly, like different chunks of it in color. Every game in this genre has a different style of it, except for Raid, because Raid's boring.
actually do vision statements for a bunch of different areas of the game. I'll just talk you through the one that I pulled together here for gear enhancement. So gear enhancement should be a smooth flow from acquisition into equipping into enhancing. A player should have minimal clicks to find the correct gear, see its enhancement to a hero build, and equip it. Enhancing the gear should be smooth and fast and require as few clicks as possible. The process should feel satisfying, exciting, hoping for that high roll, and rewarded visually if I get one. So these are the type of things that we're doing here just to basically guide
Maybe
the
not
designers.
visually. I
And
don't know.
generally, this is like
I don't
myself.
want like fanfare when I get a piece up to level, max level 16 or whatever. Like, I just want my piece to work.
And Sham will do like a vision for different areas of the game, and then that will flow to people in our team which become feature owners, and they pull together the right squad to be able to actually execute against all of these different things we're trying to improve or build, or all that stuff. And there's tons of them, by the way, like tons of things we're working on simultaneously. Okay, so seeing as I was talking about gear, I'm going to start with gear, and this is like the base screen. So you can see we're just like trying to amend some of the different areas, trying to make the designs feel cleaner and direct your eyes to the more relevant things that you should be doing. I'm just going to show you attunement first. So if I want to attune gear, we decided to change a few things about gear. Actually, we decided to remove like the archetype-led gear. So like cloth, plate, chainmail.
Yeah, I talked about this in my last video and with Em and Ned. Like the idea of cloth armor, like a cloth helmet on my legendary character, my like Thor, God of Thunder. Like what? Like that's weird.
We thought it'd be a cool idea when we were first building Godforge. I was like, I really want it to have like call outs to more traditional old school RPGs, and one of those things was like this idea of archetypes, like Defender, Slayer.
I think that works when you're working with a brand new IP.
And then and was like, how do we push that a bit further? And it's like, well, maybe they could attune to certain gear types. It was just adding like too many layers of complexity in gear. So we still like the idea of attuning gear to your heroes, but we decided to take away that kind of like archetype-led gear slot. So cloth armor won't be a thing anymore.
It was also kind of convoluted. Like there was the rarity, there was the quality type, so like 1 through 5, and then there was also cloth, leather, whatever. There was so many different quality like determinants that it made getting a specific type of gear essentially impossible.
Just have an attunement stat that you decide if you want to use that stat or not. So if I click attune here,
okay. So hear me out. This is the current, at least what they're thinking of, right? UI for putting your gear on a character.
Attunement stat that you decide.
Look at this. This is just so much more interesting. But I have thoughts about this too.
You can see I've already got 3 pieces of gear attuned according to this Figma, with these chains kind of like depicting what's attuned. I could pick one piece and attune it if it's not attuned yet, or I could select all the pieces not yet attuned, and it will tell me what the attunement's going to give me. So in this instance, we're gaining these additional new stats like HP on this example. Plus, we're seeing what's going to change with the weapon.
Okay, so first off, why is the helmet at the bottom and the foot on the right and the hand at the top? That's beside the point. If you look at things like the old D&D modules, like first edition and AD&D, there are depictions of like, I think actually in 3.5 too, there's like your character and then your magic gear slots and your ring slots and things like that. And it is like a silhouette of a person and then like the helmet slot kind of next to the head and then the chest slot and then the ring slots near the hands or whatever. And you could only have like certain amount of things attuned. Like I feel like that would look so much more interesting in something like this, where like instead of a circle, there's like a person, and you've got like the helm slot kind of near the helmet, and a chest by the chest, because like it doesn't need to be, or it could be dynamic, and it could be the silhouette of whatever character you're on, but it could be a little bit more interesting than a fucking rectangle. Like, yeah, this is clear, but also where's the intrigue? And this just doesn't really like give room for like improvement if there's ever more gear added on in the future of the game. And like there could even be like a limit on how much you're able to attune to. Or if you think about like World of Warcraft, the inventory hasn't changed the entire game. Or it's not the inventory, the like equip screen. And that's kind of like in order, right? It's like helmet, then neck, then chest, then tabard, then shirt, then belt, then pants, then, or I guess you know, your armlets and gloves are somewhere in there, whatever. Like it's kind of like in order top to bottom. So like, why can't we have something like that? That's a little bit more interesting visually, but still portrays the information in a good
Select
way.
all the pieces not yet attuned, and it will tell me what the attunement's going to give me. So in this instance, we're gaining these additional new stats like HP on this example. Plus, we're seeing what's going to change with the weapon. I can then hit attune. I can see that it's going to attune those 4 pieces. I can see the cost, and then bam, we're attuned. So now I've got all of the chains complete. So we're taking the attunement into like a separate screen just to try and make it a bit clearer what's going on, because we felt like attunement was something in the beta where a lot of people were a bit confused about what was going on that screen. There's another couple of things here. So,
And even games like Genshin or Star Rail, they put their gear in a sort of interesting way, or like Zenless with the drive discs. Like there's literally 6 discs, and they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Star Rail, there's kind of like that silhouette. Hey, this is where your pieces go on your person. I think that this is so minimalist. Like, here's all the info you need. Here's a rectangle of that. Here's a rectangle. This is like you could, I guess you could take a screenshot of this and share it very easily. But like, where's the where's the fun? I don't know. It's
basic
so
stuff.
boring.
This is showing me my total stats. If I press the little drop down, it will then flip to show me what my base stats.
Like, tell me what the difference is. Like, yes, another brand of white bread.
Were
I don't know.
and
Maybe
what
I'm being
stats
too
I'm
harsh.
gaining from gear. So there's some things in game where base stats is actually really important, but we really want like a cleaner feeling UI for players to see. So
I mean, yeah, the original one wasn't spectacular anyway. Same sort of like minimalist. You get all the info and the set bonuses. Sure, those are nice.
this kind of clean version. Then if we've got
I like being able to see the whatever imprint you have on the weapon.
player that really wants to go a bit deeper, there's options to go deeper. And that's really what we're trying to do from a design perspective. It's like we've got depth in our game. We know the game is deep, but we also want for the average player to be able to pick it up and just play it and feel comfortable with the different decisions they're making. And some of that will.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the quick equip button. I don't know if that should be so readily available. I don't know. That's like
See in
you do
action
some
here.
testing
So
on that type of thing.
if I'm a new player and I'm missing a load of gear and I don't really know how to gear yet, we could do a quick equip. So I could go into quick equip and it would find pieces which are relevant for my archetype as best as it can. For the next base, it will probably be an MVP version of this, and then we'll improve the functionality of this over time. And there'll probably be like a base
Kind of
layer
don't mind
of
that.
I'm a new player. Quick equip will always choose for me sets, stats, etc. And there might be like I've unlocked a new feature of it at say level 30, where I can now say to quick equip, find me my best build in this particular gear set, or
That's
like
too
I want to
much.
select these
That's too
4
much.
gear sets. Find me the best
That's
build I
too
can
much.
get out of those 4 gear sets.
Make
Or it
people use
might
their brains.
be I want a build that pushes me towards damage, or a build that pushes me towards a certain stat, that type of stuff. So these are the sort of things we're thinking about. But quick equip finds me gear, I hit equip, and then bam, I've gained those stats and that gear for that particular hero. So a couple other things we're looking at here
Herc
is improving the way that you could kind of like rank up your pieces. So I could click a piece, for example, here, and this is quite a big change. I'd be really interested in your view down below. Give me some comments. So we're looking at, instead of having
What am I looking at, man?
like ranking up to 16, and you get these kind of like break points at 4, 8, 12, 16. We've seen it on a bunch of games. Right, do I really care about the 1 to 3 before I get to 4? Do I care about 5 to 7 before I get to 8? And And we're like, does that just add a layer of complexity we don't need? We want depth, not complexity. So we're like, what about if we just had 4 rank ups? Each time you rank up, you improve your base stat, you improve substats, and it's just a 1-button rank up. So I can press rank up, and bam, now we're going to like the rank up mode. Shows me what it's going to cost me, and then I'm like, rank up, and I see my stats go up. Rank up, I see my stats go up. I hit my maximum rank, and then
I think, I guess I could be wrong, but I thought in Godforge previously, every level did give you a portion. Maybe it was only every 4. I can't remember. I don't know. I think this is just... I think there's just too much. Maybe it's like these icons here. Like, even if I squint and, like, sit back, maybe it's better for recognition, but then I'm assuming this is... Can I only get this stat? Yeah, I guess this is the attunement stat, so there's no... And this shows you who it's attuned to. This is how you lock it. This is how you sell it. I think the worst part about the old gearing system is that there was like a next button that you had to click on things like this that had like more than, you know, if you could equip 6 of them to get a benefit at 2, 4, and 6, you had to click next. Like here it says 2 pieces and 4 pieces. But like what the... this is not it. I can't put my finger on it, but this is not it. This is not it.
I could equip it to my hero as I want to. So that's the way we're thinking on
I mean, I guess it's the same as levels.
gear changing just to improve that. Also, we were thinking about doing a quick rank up.
But also, it's the same thing with these, like, there's going to be rarity, there's going to be flawless, there's going to be fucking bananas.
So quick rank up would basically look at all 6 pieces that I'm wearing right now, and I'd be like, okay, rank them all up to level 1. What's that going to cost me? Can
Wait, where is that?
Press a quick rank up button. So
quick rank up. Like, what are we sacrificing space-wise to have both of these buttons? Maybe not much. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a jerk. But, like, do we really need a big fucking button for quick rank up?
Thinking on rank up,
I could
just
like, yeah, it'd be nice to like click a thing. Like maybe I click the helmet and there's a button that says quick or like rank up all or some shit. I don't know.
To improve that. Also,
it'd be nice to get all my gear up at once. But at that point, like we're reaching I feel like we're kind of reaching AFK Journey style of gearing where like you gear up or you level up the slot and every piece of gear you put into it is already like it becomes that level.
Thinking about doing a quick rank
and
up
like
button. So quick rank up would basically look at all 6 pieces that I'm wearing right now, and I'd be like, okay, rank them all up to level 1. What's that going to cost me? Can I do it? Press a button, and it's just going to go ahead and do it. Or I could choose to rank up to different levels. And
like, when am I going to do that? I'm gonna do a rank up everything once, and then I'm gonna like change one piece of gear when I get a new piece of gear, and that button's just gonna be a dead button.
It will tell me if there's a rank up ability that I can't get to. Like, so if I wanted to rank all of these 6 pieces up to 4,
like, oh yeah, I got into a new screen just for me to not have enough.
You don't have enough of the pristine material to be able to get there. So then, if I click this, it'll basically tell me where to go and find it or how to get it. That's the thinking. There's something else we could do here. Again, interested in your comments down below. Let's say I go to rank up everything to 4, but I don't quite have enough. We could either have it automatically deselect an item until it finds enough material that you've got, or you could literally press an item yourself and deselect it. Or
Also, like, are we really in the market for, like, oh, every piece of gear I have, I want to max it out right away? Like, is that what we want to be telling players to do? I mean, I guess if you're trying to take gold away from them, right? But like, as a strategy, it's not wise to do that because you might get rolls into stats you don't want. So instead, you'll swap pieces of gear and level those up because that might roll better.
it could just, I press rank up all and it will take me as high as it possibly can, but it actually won't rank everything up to 4. So let's say I've got enough to rank everything up to 3. I could press this button and it would just take stuff up to 3 because I didn't have enough material to rank up to 4. So interesting in what you think about that.
I think the quick equip button and the quick rank up button are like, they shouldn't be there. I think there's a justification for one quick equip, like, and you could use it and it would swap gear off that you already have if it finds better gear. But like at level 30, unlocking like more options with that, I think it's too much. I think we should have more theory crafting.
Some sort of small changes here, a couple of other things. So if I want to sort of see more heroes, then we've got this kind of like idea of a button that would just pop out more.
Sure.
Things like unbinding up here. If I want to like quick filter on heroes, I could be like, yeah, do rarity, but then also show me cunning and also show me like defenders, for example. So it would like start to rank sort for you. So that's the idea around gearing. Again, give me your comments and then let's look at upgrading our heroes. So yeah, here's where I see the filters for heroes. So again, there's only some stuff because I'm on Figma that I could show you, but basically pop it out, give me my sorting. I could filter by a number of different things. I could filter by different effects, etc. Again, just trying to keep.
I think these menus are so like, it's so difficult to describe this in like, it's difficult to describe this, and it's difficult to describe this in like a positive way because it's just not. But like, if there's going to be a small group of people who understand what I'm saying, and I apologize. This looks like a game art studios or game art students like mid-year project. At the beginning of the year, they were shown Unity Engine for the first time. And their major project for the year has been like make an RPG. And this is the mid-year presentation. And this is the UI that they've come across. This is like what they've decided on. It's like that typical like YouTube Unreal Engine RPG, red bar for health, blue bar for mana, green bar for stamina, like, but they're still using like the base like Unreal Engine skeleton, like the robot guy. Like, I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with it. It's just like, what are we doing? Like, we have theoretically great artists. We've seen really great art come from this this group of artists, but this is just so, it's too brutalist for me. Like, I've got a tattoo of 9 red squares. Like, come on.
A bit cleaner than what we've got currently and easier to use is the idea here. We've got batch promotion, which we're thinking to do. So this was probably the #1 feedback point in the beta, which again we like totally agreed with. We just hadn't done it yet. But the idea of
this is literally just the Watcher of Realms UI. I don't have Watcher installed, otherwise I'd open it up. Of course, Google's gonna fail me. Like, it's fine, it works. But yeah, I can't find a picture of it. This is crazy.
Heroes from 1 star to 2 star, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Tells me literally how many I could do right now. So I could click on 2 to 3. I could click on, oh, I don't want to do that one because it's got a couple of the heroes that I want to use for something else, for example. And then I could hit promote, and then all of those would be ranked up. And then once I've done that, let's say I did it on like the 2 to 3 like this, it would show me how many new ones now are available, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, etc. So it's using all of your materials in one go, super fast, super easy to do. And then you'd have like, you know,
Obviously, it's something we needed because it took way too long.
5 to 6. Again, it's all sort of laid out for you. It's laid out whether you're using spirits or heroes, and you could like click in there, and you could kind of like tell it, do you want to use heroes or spirits? You can tell it basic rules around what you're prepared to feed, that type of stuff, and then again you hit the promote, and it will allow you to promote up. So this
kind of feels bad. I just thought like the idea that you're allowed to sacrifice like max level. I guess max level's fine, but like ascended characters and awakened characters, like I can't really see a world where people want to do that. So it kind of, like, I feel like you're inviting a feel bad moment.
What you're prepared to feed, that type of stuff, and then again you hit the promote, and it will allow you to promote up. So this is a kind of like idea of a fix for like batch promoting heroes. We'll just save you at least a bazillion clicks from what we had already. Right. So if we want to just look at the hero in all their glory, I could turn the UI off with this button and then zoom in and just like go around it. Imagine this is a camera. Oh yeah, so if I want to see an ability, I can see it with more details or not, and it gives me kind of like a info of what's going on. So all of the info about your abilities on one page.
I'm assuming we can upgrade abilities here.
So you might want the detailed version, you might not, but
it was a little bit difficult to like upgrade abilities and figure out what scrolls were where, and you know, combine pages into books, into, you know, whatever.
That's a thought. Yeah, if we want to upgrade our hero, so this is another area where we think we can improve what we've got, and we're still playing around with ideas here. So none of this is final. Nothing you're seeing in this video is final. It's us playing with ideas, trying to improve what we're doing. So on this screen, for example, I could literally just level up. Press this button, takes me to the next level, tells me how much that's going to cost. I could also...
Why do we care about that? We don't care about that with gear. Why do we care about that with characters? What's the difference between level 13 Hercules and level 17 Hercules?
Say, give me like the next jump to like a max level. Bam. I could hit promote, and it's telling me what do I need to be able to promote. So right now I'm using a spirit and I'm using a hero. I could click on the hero and change the hero out, or I could, it's probably not let me do it here, but I could choose another spirit, for example. And then I can hit promote, and it's going to take me to the next star level, right? So if I wanted to go to, say, 6 star, I can click the 6 here, and it's like, whoa, hold on, you can't do 5, you're missing something. So when I click on that, it's like, what am I missing? Right, I need to either feed a hero, or I need another spirit, whatever it is. And it'd be like, okay, I'm going to feed this hero instead, hit the promote, 6 star now, and I should be able to go all the way up because I've filled in the missing gaps, for example. So we're really looking at how do we streamline this feeling. I can't show you the Ascension here, but we're considering having Ascension basically almost like in the same mode. So, you know, I could click this and basically it would just flip this now into Ascension. And again, it would be like 2 stars, show me what I need. 3 stars, show me what I need. But ideally, it's like, how do we reduce the clicks? How do we reduce the friction? It shouldn't be like,
oh, he can't show me Ascension because I think they're reworking the way, or the rewards for Ascension, where like you get a passive at Ascension 1, you get maybe some lore, and some, like I suggested getting lore in one of the podcasts, getting like a cutscene, or, you know, something like that specific to the character, getting some kind of bonus upgrade.
Doing it because it's like, are you even playing a game at that point? But we're just trying to reduce the friction so it feels better to play the game, basically. So that's where we're at with hero promotion. I think that's about everything here on this screen to show you. So yeah, gearing, hero promotion.
I want to see the awakening
mock-ups right now. What do you think? How do you feel about some of the different sort of directional things that we're doing here. Everything here we're doing is like, how do we make the game feel better to play? How do we make the game more enjoyable? And obviously, as I said at the start, we're also doing a whole bunch of dev work to speed up, game feel to make it flow better. Look at the summoning experience. Looking at campaign, how does that become more exciting to play? Tons of stuff, honestly, absolutely tons of stuff. But this is what I just wanted to share because I thought we're in a pretty good place to share and get feedback. There you go. I've been Simon from.
So I think I don't know. I don't think that this is a game that maybe it's just me, and maybe it's the type of game. Being a mobile first hero collector, I don't really know necessarily, like if we're talking about like Raid, if anybody wakes up in the morning and they're excited to play Raid, unless something new comes out, like a new character, a new fusion or whatever. Nobody's like going to sleep, oh man, I can't wait for tomorrow. I spent so long on Raid today. I can't wait to wake up and play more. That's just not this type of game. Even if they've got a story or the workings of a story, like it's not like a gotcha game where there is character development. There's, new characters on the horizon that you want to save for. There's, I don't know, stuff to explore. I like a world to explore, literally. Like it's not that type of game. It's a menus based game. I I think it's admirable to want people to want your game, right? To fill people's enjoyment meter. But I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. I think that the changes are needed, but I think they lack a little bit of taste, which I mean, depending on how it's skinned, like it could look like this brutally, right? Minimally, but it could be skinned really well. It could have some like nice banners and things like that that make it look a little bit more interesting. And that's up to like, the art department to figure out. But I think as it stands, this stuff, especially the gearing screen, is so bland and so like uninspired. And like this batch rank up, like theoretically for the rest of the game, like the entirety of this game's lifespan, we're gonna be staring at this screen. And like this is this is blatantly just lifted from a different game. Um like there's only so many ways that you can do this type of thing, right? But I feel like there's other ways to do it. And that's where I think the creativity could come in. And I think the creativity came in here. I think this attunement screen is really interesting. But I think it needs to be maybe the gearing screen, and then it also just has chains on it that you can click to attune people. Like that could just be the gearing screen. And then you just have like stats and shit on the right hand side. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's interesting that they're changing things up. I think it's doubly interesting that they're changing things up so late in development. Even though it's going to be a live ops game, this game is certainly not releasing this year. I've said it before. I want them to release it when they're comfortable with it. I want them to do so before they run out of money. Obviously, they want to do that too. I just don't want to see. I want this game to come to life. I've been covering it for just about 2 years now, and I've just as much invested in it as the players patiently waiting. I want to see it be the best form it can be. I want to play it. I want to cover it. But we'll see. I think this was an interesting insight, though, and clearly they're listening. They did a huge like post beta survey, and they keep talking about it. Like they've gathered a lot of data from the beta and are utilizing that. But where's the identity? Where's the Godforge? Like, okay, you said this community, but no, that's intended. That's exactly what we wanted. And there's not many points in the game where I see that. So I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, or didn't, let me know down in the comments. Like and subscribe. I've got more videos covering the game, going back years, talking about characters and art and playing through the beta and things like that. Again, we record this live in front of a studio audience over at twitch.tv/BexingLive, where you can see all the bits where I stumble over my words and cut out. Anyway, have a good night. Bye!